Hey guys, what is up? Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be my 0 to 6 month baby essentials. So everything that I feel like have really helped in the last 6 months of my daughter's life. If you guys don't know, I have 2 children, a son named Brayden who is 11 years old, and then my daughter Zuri who just turned 6 months. So there was quite a big gap in between each. And a lot of things have changed over the past 11 years. So these are just the things that I feel like are essential. Some of these things we've used almost every single day. So I wanted to break this video up into 2 because I got a little bit carried away with my list of items as I was keeping track of things. So my first video that you're gonna see today is going to be the essential items, things that I feel like you definitely need and will probably use often. And then my second video, I want to make more of my 0 to 6 month baby obsession. So just things that I really love that I have enjoyed using over the past 6 months, but are not necessary. I will make sure that I list everything I can down below for you guys if you want to look into these items yourself. But aside from that, let's just get into it. So if you guys see me looking down, it's because I'm keeping track of everything I want to talk about on my list here. But the first thing I wanted to mention is actually the baby app that we use every single day to track Zuri's eating, if she gets shots or immunizations, how long she's sleeping. So the app is called the Baby Tracker. I will link it down below if you want to download it, but this is what it looks like. So you can include a picture that you want. So I have a little picture of Zuri there, and then it has all these different sections. So the first section is her formula. So I will track that. So as you can see, it says that she ate 4 ounces an hour and 10 minutes ago. You can also put if she had a supplement like a solid food or something like that. And then there's also a section to log their diapers. So I can put that she had a wet diaper. You can put if it was mixed, if it was dirty, etc. Track her sleep and everything. So that app has literally been a lifesaver because not only can I track it, but my husband has the same exact app on his phone. He can track things if he's feeding her and I wasn't. So I could see how long it's been since she ate, how much did she eat. We mainly just use it to track how much she's eating and when she's having wet diapers. The other cool thing is that if I have my mother-in-law watch Zuri for the day, then she will log in it as well what she ate and when. So even if I'm not with her, I can kind of see how she's doing. So that is just something that I really, really love. We also like to use it for when we go to doctor's appointments. So if the doctor asks, how many diapers is she wetting in a day? How much is she eating? We can track and look back and know exactly how much. So next on my list of baby essentials is the Nosefrida. I will insert an image somewhere of what the actual packaging looks like because I don't have the box anymore. But this is what the Nosefrida looks like. And basically what it is a nose sucker for when their nose gets stopped up. We have used this on and off since the day she was born. It's kind of a gross concept though, I'm not gonna lie. It used to have a mouthpiece. I don't know where the mouthpiece went, so we just put this part in our mouth. But literally what you do is this part is the part that goes up the baby's nostril, and then you would suck on the other end and it sucks out all the goopiness from their nose. It works so much better than the little squeezy blue, you guys know what I'm talking about, the thing that kind of looks like a turkey baster. I had that when I had my son Brayden and it worked okay, but since having Brayden, they came out with this and it works so much better. Don't be scared that you're gonna suck up boogers because it literally just stays in this tube and then you can unattach it and rinse it out. When I first purchased it, I was so scared that it was gonna suck through and come all the way through my mouth, but it would take a lot for that to actually happen. Going along with this, it also comes with like a saline nose spray. So we use this first in her nose, especially if her nose has been stopped up for a while and everything gets dry up there. We will squeeze the saline up there first to kind of loosen everything up, wait a few minutes, and then go in and suck with this, and it works wonders. It's amazing. The next thing that we have used very, very often that I was so impressed with and just had to share is her nail file. So this is what we use to file her nails. It's an electric nail file and it comes with all these different heads that you can use. So how it works is, let me get this out of here. So this is the actual nail file electric portion. It is battery operated, and then you would insert the head that you use. So we are still using this orange head piece for her nails. I think, I don't have the packaging anymore, but I believe you can switch between different heads depending on how old they are and how thick their nails get. But for now, the orange one is the newborn setting for nails, and we've just continued to stick with this orange one until it gets dull enough to where it doesn't work anymore. But you basically just insert the head like that, push it down, and then it has R1, R2, L1, L2 as settings. So right hand, left hand, and then we just put it on the second setting, which I think just goes a little bit faster. If you guys have fears of using nail clippers and cutting their nails too short and then bleeding, I would highly suggest using this nail file. It does not hurt at all. I can put it on my own nails. You barely can tell it's happening. I can rub it against my skin, nothing happens. I've used this on her nails while she was awake and while she was asleep, and she didn't notice or care either way. So this is amazing. Would suggest this to any new mom wanting to know what they would need for their baby, because why would you use a nail clipper when you have this? The next somewhat obvious baby essential that I have on my list, but I still wanted to mention because it's very important, is a baby thermometer. So we have this electric thermometer. It has a head and an ear setting, so I can take her temperature this way or in her ear. I've never actually used the ear setting, but being a mom, even for the second time, anytime your baby is kind of fussy and you don't know why, because they've been fed and their diapers changed and they're still kind of being fussy, checking temperatures is like the first thing that I do to make sure that they might not be getting sick or that something isn't coming on. So this is something that we use on the regular, and we have since the day she was born. And just something I want to mention because it is an essential. Next thing I wanted to mention is pacifiers. These are the pacifiers that Zuri likes to use. They're like the Bibs brand. We find them on Amazon. We have a lot of these lying around the house, but what we do with these is she usually has one that's on her at all times. The others end up going in the freezer. So she really likes frozen binkies, especially since around 3 months or so when she started the teething process and her gums started to get swollen. What we would do is we keep a bunch of these in the freezer, and whenever we feel like her gums are starting to bother her, we will pop a frozen binky in her mouth and she sucks on it and she loves it. We also have like the frozen teethers that you keep in the freezer as well, but until she can get a better grasp on things and hold it in her hand for a long time, these have been working wonders when it comes to her teething. Then the other thing that kind of goes along with her binkies is a pacifier clip. I feel like if your baby's gonna use binkies a lot, then they definitely need some kind of clip to go with it. So if it falls out of their mouth, then it's attached to their clothes and it doesn't go on the floor, which is great. Next thing that I wanted to mention are burp cloths. We use burp cloths a lot, at least. These ones in particular, I will link them down below, but I really love this brand because the burp cloths are kind of a thicker material, like it's padded, it's very absorbent, and it's large. So I like to put it over my shoulder when I'm burping her and then layer here. Probably about half the time when I burp her, usually a little bit of spit up comes with it, so I always have this ready to go to protect myself. I just think that these padded ones are great. I have had 2 packages of the same ones from Amazon since she was born, and they have lasted through wash time and time again, so I highly recommend burp cloths of some sort. So we haven't used these as of much lately because she has grown out of them, but these little kimono shirts with the built-in mittens, she slept in for months every single night. Instead of using the sleepers, we found that these were just easier while she was sleeping in her bassinet, because at nighttime we can just change her diaper easily without having to unzip or unbutton anything. She's very much a scratcher too, especially at night, so for a long time these mittens came in real handy. so she didn't scratch her face. She'll do this thing at nighttime where she rubs her eyes a lot, or she'll kind of rub the side of her cheek, which is a sign of her teething. But these mittens and little kimono shirts is pretty much all she wore every single night. I'm a little bit sad because they're from Carter's, and this is clearly the 3-month size, which she is grown out of by now. But the 6-month and up that I found in this style don't have the built-in mittens anymore, but that's okay because she's doing that less and less now that she's older. But these were definitely an essential. The next thing I wanted to mention is her bottle brush. I would have to say my least favorite part of motherhood is washing her bottles every single day, but this at least makes it a little bit less treacherous of a process. But basically it's kind of self-explanatory. You shove this part in the bottle to clean out the bottom parts, and then it has this attachment that if you twist and pull out, it has this skinnier little brush, and this is what I use to clean the nipple of her bottle. And then the Dr. Brown's bottles always has that little green insert in the middle, so I'll use that to get all the residue out of that part. And then you just stick it back in here, twist it, and then it can sit on your countertop. It has this little rubber silicone piece that suctions to it. It looks pretty. It's not like the most hideous bright colored bottle brush, so I don't mind keeping it on our kitchen counter. But I feel like this is kind of an essential that gets overlooked sometimes, so this is definitely come in handy for her, and we will probably continue to use it throughout the amount of time that she will be drinking from bottles. So the next thing, and this was more of a recent purchase, but we have used it pretty often, especially now that it's summertime and it's very hot. But I ordered this fan from Amazon. I felt like when we were driving around and we had the air conditioning on that it wasn't really getting to her because of the way she was facing. We attach it to her car seat. I will add a little image here of what it looks like attached to her car seat, but bend and twist this to fit around anything. So what's nice is we can also attach it to her stroller when we're pushing her outside, and it just keeps her nice and cool. It stays charged with a Bluetooth cable, so it's not like you have to reuse batteries over and over and over again. I can take it off of her car seat at nighttime and charge it, and it has 3 settings, 1, 2, 3, and the third one is obviously the strongest. But this has made me feel a lot better with her in the car because her head and cheeks would get so hot and red, and I always felt like she was gonna get overheated. So now I don't have to worry about that with this. I actually mentioned this in my last vlog when I was picking up things from TJ Maxx, but is this formula dispenser that we use. I have like 2 other versions of these, but I really like this one because it has 4 sections and my other ones only had 3, but it's pretty self-explanatory. You can take this part off and then you would put formula in this dispenser depending on how big of a bottle you wanted to make. You can see that we already have some in here for 2 servings, and then what you do when you're ready to make a bottle is you just twist it to the slot that has formula, pop this little lid open, and you can pour it and make her bottles. So I really love this because at nighttime when I'm like half asleep and really tired and she wakes up and wants a bottle, I keep this on my bedside ready to go so I can mix it quicker. It's also really nice to take on the go, throw it in the diaper bag, so we always have portioned bottles ready to go. Next thing I wanted to mention is the bowl that Zuri uses to eat her solids. So she started eating solids about 4 months. And by solids, I mean like the pureed kind of foods. And I'm in love with this bowl. I found it on Amazon. It's like a bamboo bowl. It also came with a matching spoon. I don't have the spoon right now, but basically this part is a suction, so it sits on her high chair, and then if she wants to grab the bowl while I'm trying to feed her, it won't go anywhere and it will stay put. It's really nice because it doesn't make a mess, and it just looks really pretty. Earlier I mentioned to you guys that for Zuri's teething we use cold binkies, and that is more or less what she likes the most, but also what we use are actual teethers. So here are a few that I have for her. They're just rattles slash teethers. This is like a silicone bendy material, so she will bite on these. I also have this one that's really cute. It says Cheeks for Weeks. This one is really easy for her to grab, and then she'll just put all parts of it in her mouth, so I really like this kind. The next thing I wanted to share that kind of goes hand in hand with the bowl that I just showed that she eats from is her silicone bibs. So these bibs are amazing because you can easily clean them, and they have this like little lip here that catches all the food. So especially when I'm feeding Zuri, and I'm sure when she starts to feed herself, it's gonna get messy. So this will at least catch most of the mess, which is really nice. It doesn't end up getting on the cushion of her high chair or all over her clothes in her lap. I have like 3 or 4 versions of these lying around the house, and we just use them every time she feeds. The next thing I wanted to mention is her boppy pillow. So this is her boppy. You can use it for nursing. We have used this for anything and everything, especially when she was itty bitty still. We would leave this on the couch and have her lay in the middle of it. So we would prop it up like this, and she would lay right here and just hang out on the couch with us. Nowadays, she's a little bit too big to do that. She wants to actually lay flat and roll over and do all sorts of stuff. So we can't use it for that anymore, but I have used it recently for her to sit in the middle of. That way, as she's learning to kind of control herself sitting up, if she falls backwards, she'll just kind of lay on this pillow. So very versatile. I've used it for so many different things, and I just figure whenever she gets too big for it and can't use it for anything anymore, then I can just use it for a really big neck pillow. So we're coming down to the end of my little list here, but probably one of the more important things that I wanted to mention that we have used since day one is her swing. I will insert some footage here of her actually in her swing, especially when she was itty bitty, but we have used her swing every single day. Now she's getting to the point where I think in another couple months she might be a little bit too big for it, and she'll probably grow out of it, which makes me sad. It will swing side to side, and then you can also twist it and adjust it to where it swings front to back. She has taken many naps in it. We put her in it when we're just kind of doing things around the house and we need somewhere for her to hang out. We'll give her a little book or a little toy to play with, and she's good to go. That thing has been a lifesaver, and I highly suggest you guys look into one. The other cool thing about her swing in particular is you can take off the actual seat part and set it aside, and you can use the seat on its own just as a bouncer. So if you need to take a shower or do something and you need your baby to hang out somewhere for a minute, you can put her in the bouncer part, unattach it from the swing, and take it like that. The other thing that she has used a lot is her baby gym. I don't know if I have actual footage of her laying in it and utilizing it, but I will show a clip right here of what it looks like. It has a mirror, dangly little toys. One of the toys makes music. The other toy makes a crinkly sound. It has teething sections to it, and it is a really good mat to encourage her when we were trying to put her in tummy time. At first, she wasn't the hugest fan of tummy time, but she eventually got used to it, and I think that mat really helped. It also kept her entertained, so if she wasn't wanting to really lay in her swing and she was wanting to be more active and lay and roll around, we'll put her in her gym. So guys, I'm pretty sure that's it. I looked over my list of everything I wanted to mention. Like I said, next Tuesday I will be posting another video that is part 2 version of this video, where I talk about my 0 to 6 month baby obsessions. So things that you don't necessarily need, but I've just really loved having for her. I'm really excited about that video because there's a lot of really cool things I want to show you. But aside from that, please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. It lets me know that I should create more of this kind of content on my channel. Also, please don't forget to subscribe before you leave. Hit that post notification bell so you are notified every time I upload a new video. Let me know what you guys use every single day for your baby. But other than that, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video.